Thank you for joining us. First BYP Yoga that has been done, and I'm very privileged and excited to be here. As Jordan mentioned, feel free to keep the cameras off. However, sometimes it is useful for me if I can have the cameras on, and it almost feels like we're in real life class when that happens. If there are any injuries or illnesses, please feel free to use the chat function. You can pop in the chat function and directly message me just to let me know if there's any injuries, adaptations or movements that feel uncomfortable. You can either let me know now if there's anything I need to know, or throughout the class, feel free to use the chat function. I will keep an eye on it, so no problem. We've all got different bodies, so it's just important to look after ourselves and honor sort of where we're at this moment. So we're going to do a yoga fusion class today. We're going to keep it fairly gentle, fairly sort of low key. But as I said, please let me know if there are any issues or anything comes up during the class. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to start in any comfortable seat that you like. I'm in cross-legged position. If that doesn't work for you, you can have your legs out. It doesn't really matter. And to start off, we're going to take our palms facing upwards and just pop the back of our hands onto our thighs. So we're going to go into the energy of receipt to start off for the morning. So we're just going to close the eyes or lower the eye gaze, whatever feels comfortable to you. And as we have the palms facing up, we're going to take ourselves into the energy of receiving. So it's early in the morning. The day's just getting started. We want to be open and ready to receive everything that the day has to offer. Welcoming it with open arms. And so just taking those few moments to settle in and maybe think about what you want to welcome in for today. And when you're ready, just open your eyes, taking your hands onto your shoulder heads and just rolling the elbows back and around, making big circles with those elbows. And then the other way around. Lovely. And then interlacing the hands behind the head, taking hold. Inhale, arch the back. And then exhale, curve the spine, bringing the elbows towards one another. And then inhale, arch the back. And exhale, release. Inhale, arch. Exhale, release. One more, guys. Inhale, arch. Exhale, release. And then bring the hands back down towards the thighs. And taking that right ear towards that right shoulder. So we're just going to tilt the head. And we can stay there, or we can bring that hand up And then take the fingertips towards the jawline. So we're not pulling the ear down. We're just letting gravity do its thing. And then release. And then other side, left ear to left shoulder. Bringing the hand up and over. Taking the fingertips towards the chin. Welcome to those who've just joined us. I mentioned at the beginning of the class, we can keep cameras on or off, but it's always nice to have cameras on if you can, so I can see how you're getting on. And then you can just pin speaker view so you can only see me. And if you've got any questions or need any adaptations, you can pop it into the chat. And then release. When you're ready, guys, let's make our way onto all fours. We're going to have our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. And we're going to start off with some cat-cows. So we're going to take a nice big inhale. We're going to arch the spine. Exhale, release the head and neck. We're going to curve the spine. So inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then continuing on in your own time and your own pace. So just moving nice and slowly, warming up the spine, getting ready for the day ahead. And then last couple, guys. And then when you're ready, bring it to a standstill. Curve the toes under. Take the bum back towards the heels and then push up into our first downward facing dog. For those who haven't done yoga before, this is an inverted V. So you're making your body into an upside down V. So you can wiggle your hips or press your heels from one side to another to just start to warm up. Your gaze is between your thighs. You're pressing down between the pad of your thumb and forefinger, and you're pressing your heels down towards the earth. Last couple breaths there. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, bend your knees. Step one foot in between the hands. Step the other foot to join. And roll all the way up. Take a nice big inhale overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Soft bend at the knees, we're going to rock from side to side. Taking a hands on shin, we flat back, look forward. Fingertips towards the mat. Take the right knee to a kneel. Take the left knee to follow. Hips back. Strike through. We curve toes, and it's back to our downward facing dog for 5 breaths. So guys, what I want you to do is push those hips up towards the sky, press those heels back, and gaze is between the shin or the thighs. So we're here for 5 breaths. Pressing those heels backwards. If we feel a bit shaky or wobbly, no problem. We can always take a rest by coming into our child's pose, which is our knees wide, our toes touching, and our hands reaching forward. This is where we can come anytime. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, soft bend at the knees. Step the right foot in between the hands and drop the back knee. Pop the left hand down to the earth. We open up on the right. Release. Other side. Release. Bring it back to all fours. Curved toes. Downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, soft bend. Step right foot in between the hands. Step left foot to follow. We roll all the way up. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Soft bend, we rock from side to side. Hands on shin, flat back, look forward. Fingertips towards the mat. Right knee to a kneel. Left knee to follow. Hips back. Strike through. Curved toes. Downward facing dog. Once again for 5 breaths. So that upside down V position. Three more breaths there, guys. Nice long inhales and exhales through the nose. And when you're ready, take a soft bend of the knees, pop the left foot in between the hands and drop the back knee. Right hand comes down to the earth, left hand opens. Release. Bring it back to all fours. Curved toes, downward facing dog for 1 breath. Inhale, exhale, left foot comes in between the hands. Right foot to follow. We roll all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Taking hold of opposite elbows this time. Soft bend to the knees, we rock from side to side. Hands on shin, flat back, look forward. Fingertips towards the mat, right knee to a kneel, left knee to follow, hips back, strike through, curved toes, downward facing dog. We should start being a bit more warm now, feeling the stretch in the back of the hamstrings and the calves. Two more nice long breaths. We're breathing in the nose and out the nose. Nice big inhale, exhale, soft bend. Step that right foot in between the hands and drop the back knee. Left hand to the earth, we open it up. Release. Other side. Release. Bring it back to all fours. Curved toes. Downward facing dog. Nice big inhale, exhale. Right foot in between the hands. Left foot to join. We roll all the way up. Last one of these. Take a nice big inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. Taking hold of opposite elbows, we rock from side to side. Hands on shin, flat back, look forward. Fingertips towards the mat. Left knee to a kneel. Right knee to follow. Hips back. Strike through. Curved toes. Downward facing dog. Back to that for 5 breaths. So now this is our 5th downward facing dog. We should definitely be starting to feel warmer. Might be a little bit stiff because it's the morning, but just opening up in the lower back, the hamstrings and the calves. Couple more breaths here. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, soft bend. Pop that left foot in between the hands and drop the back knee. Pop the right hand to the earth. We open up. Release. Other side. Release. Bring it back to all fours, guys. Curve those toes for me. Downward facing dog. Nice big inhale, exhale. Step left foot in between the hands. Step right foot to join. We roll all the way up. Standing at the front of the mat with your feet hip distance apart. Take a nice big inhale overhead. Exhale, we're going to turn towards the right. So your hips stay facing forward, but you're twisting backwards to the right. We're going to bring it back into center. And then we change sides. One more on each side, so we bring it back. Hip bones facing forward, upper body twists. Bring it back up to center. We twist it out. Bring it back up to center. Release the hands down. Making sure we're at the front of the mat. Feet hip distance, take a nice big inhale overhead. Exhale, this time a prayer down the midline, float all the way forward to a forward fold. Fingertips towards the mat, we're going to step straight back to our downward facing dog, guys. Straight back. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, soft bend. Step that right foot in between the hands. We come into a runner's lunge. So you keep that back knee up. This time you're coming onto your fingertips. And you want to make sure your front knee is directly over your front ankle. Your back heel is off. When you've got nice and steady, you bring it all the way up. Your hands are reaching up towards the sky. You have a long line of energy and your palms are facing one another. We're holding it there. So you want to make sure that your knee is facing forward and not turned in or out. We take a nice big inhale there, and as we exhale, cactus the arms, maybe arching the back a little bit, making 2 90-degree angles, and then reaching back up. Let's do 2 more. So really squeeze those shoulder blades together, looking upwards if the balance is okay, and release. 1 more, arch the back. Bring it up towards center. Windmill the hands forward to a downward facing dog. Step back, just long enough to switch sides for our runner's lunge on the other side. So same thing. You're on your fingertips, your back heel is up, and your left knee is over your left ankle. When you're steady, bring it all the way up, palms facing one another. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, same thing. Arch the back, squeeze those shoulders. Bring it up. And take it down. Bring it all the way up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the hands back up to center. Windmill forward. Step back to a downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Just a reminder, child's pose, which is knees wide, toes touching, hands forward, is available anytime you need a rest. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, soft bend at the knees, and this time walk your hands back to meet your feet. So walk your hands all the way back and end up in a forward fold. Soft bend, guys. We're going to roll up really slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. And now you're at the back of your mat. So your feet are hip distance apart. We're going to come into a balance. So you're going to put the pressure into your right foot and make sure your right foot is really grounded. Your left foot is going to come into your tree pose. Option 1, toe on the floor. Option 2, foot on the calf. Option 3, inner groin, so either above the knee or below the knee. Take the palms to hold one another and press them into your chest and collarbone. We want to get a focus point right in front of us. That's called your drishti in yoga, your gaze. We focus on one point in the distance, on the wall or in the horizon, and we stay focused on that point, which is what will help us balance. So stay with that focus point. Release the hands, release the feet, give it a little shake out, and we come to the other side. Choose your option, option 1, option 2, option 3, and wherever you are, press that extended leg down into the earth, and the other foot, your right foot, whatever surface it's pressing into, push it there firmly. Take the hands to the heart, find that focus point once more, and breathe in. And we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Which if you've got a bit of hay fever like me today, it might be a bit more difficult, in which case I want you to breathe so you can open the mouth. But traditionally in yoga, we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Releasing those hands, releasing those feet, bringing it back to our hip distance. Pressing down into that right foot once more, bring that left knee up towards the sky. Interlace the hands around it, pull it in at the shin, and then roll the shoulders back and down. So we're not hunching over, we're nice and tall, the crown is extended towards the sky. Option 1, we can stay as we are with our focused gaze. Option 2, we can raise the hands towards the sky, palms facing one another. Option 3, if we're really got our balance going on, we can look upwards towards the sky. You choose your class, you do as your body feels today. Bringing the hands towards the hips, keeping that leg extended, we're going to do 3 kicks. So you're going to keep that thigh lifted, you're going to kick out for 1, for 2, keep that leg high, for 3, and release down. Other side, pressing down into that left foot, right knee in towards the chest, interlace, shoulders back and down, crown extended, looking upwards. Option 1, option 2, option 3, when you're ready, bring those hands to the hips, kick it out, extend, 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 release. Take a nice big inhale all the way up. Exhale down the midline. Soft bend, guys. We're walking it all the way forward to our downward facing dog for 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, drop the knees, take them wide, toes touching, and reach your hands all the way forward for a child's pose. Everyone in a child's pose. And then press your hands back into the earth, bring it back to a tabletop position, curve those toes, and take it back to a downward facing dog. We're going to lift that right leg towards the sky, pointing the toe for a three-legged dog. It doesn't matter how high the leg gets, but you want both hip bones to point downwards. We're going to take a nice big inhale there, and as we exhale, we're going to bring our knee forward towards our nose. And then you're going to push it back. And then 3 more like that. 2 more. Bring it in. Last one. Bring it in. Bring it back to our downward facing dog. We'll take it to the other side. Left leg up towards the sky, both hip bones pointing down. Inhale back. Exhale, knee towards nose. Curve that back like we did in the beginning of the class. 3 more. Bring it in. Take it back. 2 more. Take it back. Last one. Bringing it back to downward facing dog. And then dropping to the knees in a tabletop position. Okay, taking that left leg long, you want to extend it outwards. So I'll show you, I'm doing my right just so you can see. You extend that left leg long, pointing the toe. And then when you can, you're extending the opposite arm. So you can stay with just the left, but if you can, you want to extend the opposite arm and turn the palm so it's facing inwards towards your body. Looking at that palm, we're reaching forward, lifting that left leg. You should start to feel it in that glute. We're just going to hold that there. And we're going to hold it for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Other side, so taking that right leg extended, left hand reaching out, and we're holding it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Cross one ankle over another. We're going to do a little bit of fusion before we go into our core. And then step your hands 1 handprint forward. So you're going from tabletop to 1 handprint forward with the ankles crossed. And then I'm going to shift my body forward so I'm actually on my thighs. Okay? And then I'm going to come down onto one forearm and then the other forearm. And then I'm going to come back up to my palm, back up to my palm. I'm going down again. My forearm, my palm, my palm. 2 more, guys. My forearm, my palm, my palm. 1 more. Forearm, palm, palm, uncross the legs and make it into a seated position onto your mat. Gonna make sure my whole body is in. So we're gonna be in a seated position, feet are hip distance apart with the palms facing forward. We're taking a nice big inhale, nice and tall. As we exhale, we're gonna start to curve the spine and we're gonna roll all the way backwards. I'm gonna count us down from 10, 9, we're going really slow, guys. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you're laying on the mat. You bring your hands down. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Take hold of your shins and rock from side to side. We're going to bring the knees into a tabletop position. So stack those knees on top of those hips and then point the toes. Bring the hands into face one another as if we were just about to clap our hands. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale to the sky and then we're going to exhale, open everything. So we're going to close, open, close, open. 6 more, open. 5 more, so we're opening the legs, open. So open those legs, that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, release. Take the palms facing down, take the soles of the feet to the mat. You want your feet still hip distance and your hands nearly so they could scrape the back of your heels. Press your palms facing down. We're going to lift up into our glute bridge in just a sec. So just press that lower back, that upper back, that mid back into the mat. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, lift those hips higher. Lift up and down. So we lift up and squeeze. We bring it down and release. And when you're lifting up, try and resist the temptation to open those thighs. We want to keep them facing forwards. Imagine we're squeezing like a beach ball in between them. Let's do 6 more. We've got 5 more. Just 4 more. 3 to go. 2 more. Last one. On this last one, we're going to push up and hold. You can press your hands into the earth, or if you've got a bit more mobility, you can interlace the hands underneath the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift those hips all the way up. And then release the hands if you've got them unclasped, and everyone roll all the way down. Bring the knees into the chest, guys. Once again, take hold of shins and rock them from side to side. Taking the soles of the feet to the floor. Crossing that right ankle over that left thigh. So right ankle over left thigh. Interlace the hands either behind that left thigh or on top of that left shin. And then flex that right foot strongly and bring that left thigh in towards the body. Nice glute stretch. So this is what you need to do after being on Zoom or Teams all day. When you finish and at lunchtime, this is your homework, that if you want to add something into your day, this is a really good stretch for that Zoom butt, basically. and then release. And we're just going to go straight into switching sides. So left ankle over right foot. You choose your option, whether it goes behind the thigh or on top of the shin. We're flexing that left foot strongly and bringing it in towards the midline. Release. Taking our hands towards the sky, like really loosey-goosey, taking the legs towards the sky and just giving them a little shake out because we've had our knees bent for a long time. And then bring the soles of the feet back to the floor. Taking hold of that right leg, interlacing the hands behind the thigh, and then strengthen it, lengthen it up to the sky. So you can flex that foot. You can hold behind the thigh or behind the calf or the ankle, whatever your mobility range is. And then take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, maybe try and bring that leg a little bit closer towards the body. So you're feeling a nice stretch in the back of that thigh. And then release it down. And we're just going straight into the other side. So interlace. Bring that left leg up towards the sky, flexing it. Taking a nice big inhale. And exhale, maybe we bring it a bit closer towards the body. And then bring the soles back down towards the earth. Take the hands out into a T shape. Palms facing down. Bring the knees in towards the chest. We're coming into a twist. So we take a nice big inhale. Exhale, knees over to the right-hand side. Let them fall there. Gaze goes upwards or towards the left. And then bring those knees back into center. Inhale there. Exhale to the left. Gaze goes up or towards the right. And then when you're ready, bring your knees back towards center. Take your hands by your side with the palms facing up. Take your legs long. Let the legs rest on the mat. Let your feet splay. And close your eyes for our final relaxation and resting pose, corpse pose. So let everything relax. You've done the work. And perhaps for the last few moments of this class, just bring to mind the energy or the thing that you said you wanted to receive at the beginning of the class. So what do you want to receive for today? What do you want to call in for today? What do you want to bring in for today? And when you're ready, start bringing some awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and keeping your eyes closed, just roll over to your right hand side, pausing there for a moment, using your hands as a pillow. And then pressing that left hand into the earth, bring yourself all the way up to an easy, comfortable seat facing the front of the room. And when you're ready, take a nice big inhale, bring the hands overhead. Exhale, prayer down to the heart center. And thank you very much. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. And I hope you have a very lovely day. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to unmute or pop any comments in the chat. As mentioned, my name is Donya. I will add my details into the chat if you want to get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. So I'm ladonia.lawrence on Instagram, and my website is here. And if anyone would like to stay in touch or find out about any classes or bits and bobs that I offer, feel free to pop me a private message with your email and I will save that. But thank you very much, guys, for sharing your morning with me and your practice with me. Thank you.